discovering with no cares, life is so easy. Can I justify being lazy if I'm the skeleton of what I could be? I had enough of the world, always begging me, do this, do that, so I'm escaping. Fight or flight, is it right to run, or am I falling short of who I should become?
Hey everyone. Sorry, at the last minute I realized that my mic was disconnected from some stuff I was doing on my computer and all the way over there. So I ran and got it. Yeah, we're playing the Outer Worlds. I promised I was breaking a rule, and that rule was that I am not going to play a Halloween-themed game tonight, because this game just came out today, and I'm excited to try it. So there we are. But let me make sure that I enable the audio before we start, because I'm guilty of forgetting that. How dare me! Please direct all complaints to Shiara.
Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon colony.
Yeah, from what I understand, the game is like a lot of Borderlands, a lot of Fallout, a lot of corporate cynicism type stuff, and a little bit of Mass Effect, I think, is what the kind of general vibe is. Yeah, it was made by Obsidian, who did work on Fallout New Vegas, if I remember right. Nat can probably correct me on that if I'm wrong. My favorite was actually 3. I liked 3 actually a little bit better than New Vegas, for, I don't know, whatever reasons. Maybe it's because it was the first 3D one that I played. I thought it had more memorable characters and story than New Vegas did.
Left adrift out here forever, just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful.
All right, we got a good old-fashioned character creator. I have no idea what I really want. Should I just kind of average things out? Should I, I don't think I want to go for strength. I'm not sure I want to go for melee stuff in a game like this. Maybe I'll go for perception and
I bet you're going
charm.
to be very popular in this colony.
I like it. One more point. What should I do it on? You know what? I'm going to just double down on these.
Nothing gets past you. You would have
Temperament
made a formidable
improves your
constable.
natural health regeneration. That's actually not bad. Two-handed melee. I'm skeptical about melee in a game like this. But, you know, maybe I'll be wrong. I'm sure it's one of those games you could try different things. But at least for this stream, I think I'll try to specialize in those two. Can you lower a state below base? You
bet
can.
fall yourself with sheer rage.
Interesting. I don't think I want to do that here because I don't want to, like,
Could keep you from blacking out at least.
back myself into a wall on stream. Skills.
I hear Monarch's in need of more game hunters.
Aptitude. Well, there's a lot here. Farmer. Dirt. Okay. Tossball team mascot. There isn't a problem in the cosmos that team spirit and a big stick couldn't solve together. I think the main thing is I need to look for these aptitude bonuses. Ooh, I could be a cashier. Do I just pick one of these? I guess so. All right, I'm thinking cashier or factory worker. Two votes for cashier. That sounds
I can be
good.
reasonably sure you know how to add and subtract.
Do I want to make a male or female? I'll do female. Looks like it. Let's do some random eyes. Oh boy. There's some randomization going on. Alright, I'm supposed to be a persuasive person, so maybe I don't need a bloody nose. It just doesn't... I don't need dirt all over my face. Where does that one change? Okay, that's part of the makeup. Yeah, we'll go to Spiky. Alright. Those are some crazy blue eyes. But, unfortunately, I always make my characters have green eyes. Just because I'm weird and I have green eyes. That's pretty good. She looks like she could persuade you to do things, right? Alright, what should we name her? I'm thinking we should name her... Yosemite. She looks like Yosemite. Yosemitsky? Actually, you know what? We're going to do that. I'm going to go back and do Yosemitsky. I like it. All right, this is our summary. Everything's looking good.
Looks to be your lucky day, my friend.
Cashiers are everywhere. So that's saying a lot.
Please power down your engines and prepare to be...
Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump.
Status. Structural integrity down 25%. Power levels down 11%. Skip drive
Shit.
inoperable.
I don't know what you guys are referring to.
Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? A bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone
How very Fallout.
leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes?
I guess we shall.
The last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck! Can you hear me? Is this thing working? Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry. I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you.
Later, Phineas.
Should be close by. What in law's name? Is that him? Oh, that
Oops.
idiot. I told him to plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it. Oh well, no sense in letting his ship go to waste. Hawthorne won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go.
Hello, little critter. Hello. You're a... What does it say? A sprat? Hello. Can I get up there? Guess not.
frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
That was a side effect?
Hey, you, come here. You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, wow, that stings. Looks like the bleeding stopped. I owe you one. Hope you don't mind me omitting this little exchange from my report. Spacer's choice doesn't like us accepting outside help.
What happened to you?
We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take him. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters. Gibbering, flesh-eating, law-breaking, unemployed lunatics with guns. Some hullhead grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders
Hawthorne.
sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh? Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun. Got some spare ammo, not counting the bullet in my side. Here, you can have my saber too, for patching me up and all. All Spacer's choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's choice.
Yeah, I'm not so...
Yes, nailed it that time. You hit your head or something? You're in Emerald Vale. We're a Spacer's choice community. Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the Vale. Be sure to stop by a provisioner's for a can of our famous salt tuna. The Hope? Is that some sort of fancy new drug? Are you with Auntie Cleo or something? Don't take this the wrong way or nothing, but I'm not allowed to fraternize with Cleo workers. Company policy.
Pre-sliced bread? Heck yeah. I see a bunch of barrels that turn my crosshair red. You know what that means. You don't have to be a knack to know what to do here.
Damn it, my ears! Oh, what just happened? Can you hear me? What in the... This...
Due to complications stemming from your revival after an extended hibernation, your brain processes time differently. Pressing the tactical time dilation button slows down the world, giving you time to think as well as take action. VATS, 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 VATS. I think this is one of those games where the explanations are just secondary. Probably the entire story is just secondary. You kind of like Borderlands. You just go with it, whatever. I think if you try to take it seriously, you're not going to have as good a time. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it turns out to be better than I'm expecting, but that's just the sense that I've gotten. Let me see if I, do I have like a whole bunch of food now? Consumables. No, looks like everything I've picked up so far is here. There's tarmac and cheese. There's bunch of nanners. And here's the pre-sliced bread. I like the color palette. It's kind of colorful, but not like Borderlands colorful. It's kind of different. Can I persuade them not to attack me? Guess not. That was a very Borderlands-like enemy there. Do you see how he's running towards me? What do they call theirs? The ones that just kind of run at you? Psychos, yeah. I don't know why I couldn't remember that name. Ah, that's some, like, unforgiving fall damage there. Maybe I have to bring up my agility or something.
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed.
Hey, I just killed a whole bunch of dudes. Hey, nice suit.
Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about. Really? How is he? Shouldn't have done that. Spacer's Choice family ain't authorized to receive medical aid from off-brand physicians. We'll see him back to Edgewater, just as soon as I cross these marauders off with the swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense. I just, you know, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs, son. Well, sometimes. Management's real good at cost-benefit analysis. But, seeing as I'm the acting manager in this situation, you know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. Then it's gonna be fucking laminated.
She was serious about laminating those reports. Oh, poor Mercer. She never got to see her report laminated. Her friend survived, though.
It's a good day if you make it back to town in one piece.
Mr. Manager, you can fast travel to locations you have unlocked by opening your map and selecting your destination.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder.
You sure about that? The Unreal.
Smile for my surveillance device, Marauder. I am tracking your every move.
I'm not a marauder.
Intruders are not authorized to access the Unreliable's amenities, including the cargo hold's workbench. All doors are on security lockdown. Nice try, Marauder.
I've been having good luck with narrator type characters lately.
Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Please submit yourself to the authorities. Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction.
I don't appreciate being talked to that way.
I have been programmed to communicate with diplomacy and tact. Please allow me to demonstrate. Jettison procedures initiated. Disengage in
Hey, look at her eye.
to eject all warning parties in 5, 4, 3.
We're on the ground. We're in the atmosphere. You realize we're on the ground, right?
You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment.
I love her face.
This vessel is the registered property of Captain Alex Hawthorne. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne.
Yeah, well, he's dead. I kind of Dorothy my escape vessel on him.
I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand?
Got it.
Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning remain intact. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced. Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable parameters of certainty. High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of worker settlements. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new Captain's Identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand?
Understood.
Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
Yay! That was a very majestic level up. Every time you level up, you earn skill points to spend on improving your skills. Da 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 da. Plus, or negative 20% vendor prices. That seems pretty good. Ooh. You can't fast travel while encumbered unless you have that one. That sounds like it's going to be just kind of a, oh, you just got to get it. Oh, man, that's what I hated about these games. Encumbrance drives me crazy because I always want to pick up like literally everything that I see, and of course I always end up not being able to walk because my pockets are so heavy. But I'm not there yet. So for now, maybe I should get the XP. I think that may do a lot if I get it early. I'll do that. I take the Shiara approach. Get the things that'll scale soonest. I think eventually you get like companions that fight alongside you, a la Mass Effect. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not my XP, but it is XP.
If your equipment is in need of repair or modification, the Crux 2000 workbench is at your disposal, Captain. The ship's engines cannot be powered until a replacement regulator has been properly installed.
Hello.
I'll be with you, friend. I'm Ernie, from the Spacer's Choice Department of Human Resources. Town sent me hereabouts to check on the guards. Now, seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but seems to me that the ranking officer is dead. Mind telling me what happened here?
Yeah, the guards and the locals had a bit of an altercation.
Altercation, you say? Shame as that goes. Spacer's Choice policy strictly prohibits dying during work hours. Guess I'd better get to cleaning up. Can't just leave company property scattered about, bleeding out on the dirt.
I could use their gear.
No can do, friend. That armor's Spacer's Choice property. Bodies, too. Living or otherwise. Company policy, you see. You don't want to amble on over to Edgewater at your earliest convenience. Constable's office might have work for someone with your, let's just say, aggressive disposition.
It's not that aggressive.
Oh, and be sure to stop by the Edgewater Provisioner for a can of salt tuna. It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's Choice.
I don't know if that's even better or worse.
Don't get paid bits to chat with strangers. You want to chew the rag, go talk to Silas over by the cemetery.
I don't want to shoot that guy. What are you, some sort of monster? I don't even know what my, oh, I think it's D. No, I don't know what the time slowy downy thing is. Q, okay. While I'm here, I'm going to switch this to E. The inventory is already better than everything Bethesda has done in years. And I haven't even seen half of it. Or just the UI, I mean. With the possible exception of their MMOs, Elder Scrolls and SWTOR. And those barely count because like they didn't even make ESO. They that was ZeniMax. I can't make it V for VAT mode because V is my strafe right button. Ooh, this is a nice looking town. Hello, friends.
Oh, hey, where'd you come from?
Over there.
Running around in a Marauder's attire. You're
Oh, he noticed that I just put that stuff on.
It's in poor taste. Dressing up like a Marauder's disrespectful.
Because I just equipped it.
I got eaten by him.
Oh,
Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices.
Never got your name. Mine's Yosemitsky.
Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've
Yosemitsky.
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 Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer?
I do what I want.
Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites. We rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see? Quotas, mostly. Got a backlog of graves to fill. 4 workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little. He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up.
Huh? What? I wasn't dozing off.
I could really go for
I better take off this steal a shovel. Take those weapon parts though. Later, Sentinel. Do you think they like go Skyrim on this and detect if we're holding stolen equipment and do something bad? I guess we'll find out.
Had your rations yet?
Yep. 2 whole cans of Saltuna.
Everybody seems to like that Saltuna stuff. Hey, Amelia.
The latest report?
I don't know you.
I don't know you. I'm Yosemitsky.
Amelia Kim, Spacer's Choice Beverage Dispenser. I don't know what you're about, but this here's a Spacer's Choice drinking establishment. We're all loyal, hard-working company folk here.
Something going on I should know about? I wonder, do I have some charm skill?
You really think so? That's kind
Guess
of you.
not.
I've been trying to keep the floors clean. You got no idea how long it takes to scrub the tiles. Guess I missed.
Oh, maybe it did work.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to be curt. We just got some problems lately. I can get you a drink if you'd like.
See, us cashiers, we stick together. We've got a rapport going on.
Risk you bringing a drink over to those deserters. You understand. Traitors. The lot of them. Bunch of folks decided they were tired of working and went out into the wilds to fend for their own selves. Town's already struggling to make quotas, even without that band of slackwits abandoning their posts. Bunch of lazy, shiftless rung leeches.
Rung leeches?
Enough about them. What can I do for you? Do you now? And what makes you think Mr. Thompson wants to talk to you? He's a busy man. You want to talk to Mr. Thompson, try ignoring your duties. He'll summon you up to that great big tower atop the cannery, and you'll get yourself a proper dressing down. Go ahead. Ugh, is this the start of a joke? If you want me to laugh at your jokes, it's a 3-drink minimum. Look, I don't know what you're blathering about. If you took a blow to your skull, you really should settle down with some zero-G. Anyhow, whatever happens outside the walls is not my business. Only deserters and marauders wander out there, and I cannot tell you which I revile more. My world is these 4 walls, that door, and a row of mugs that need cleaning. Let me make something clear. Spacer's Choice has been real good to me. The town's been real good to me. I start gallivanting around outside the walls, poking around in places I shouldn't be, learning things I've got no right to know. People will talk. Won't ever catch me asking about the world outside. Else the town's gonna say Amelia's gone soft. That Amelia's pondering desertion. I don't want that.
Well, I think it's a mistake.
There you go with that thinking again. Didn't anyone ever tell you it's dangerous? I've said enough. People come here to drink their problems away. If they wanted to face their problems, they'd go see our vicar.
I was just actually just trying that. I was like holding down the use button to see if you could, like in Fallout. But I mean, maybe there's a way. I just haven't figured it out. curious to see if people take to modding this game like they do for Bethesda games. Hold the talk button? I don't know what the talk button is. This is me making your straight mouth nonplussed face.
Work fortifies the spirit.
Hey there, Mary. Don't see you around here too often.
Oh, I just came to talk to the vicar is all. None of us are above confessionals.
I don't know what talk button is. I mean, I use the use button whenever I want to talk to people.
You ain't thinking of deserting, are
But
you?
What? No.
that doesn't work.
Our place in the... Talking to the good Vic. Our place
Yeah.
in the universe is fixed.
Yeah, I've tried that. That was the first thing I tried because that's how it works in the Fallout games. Reload, talk, interact. Let me try the reload button. There we go.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian.
Well, it's not for
DeSoto,
it's not the talk button at all
or
for
Vicar Max,
keyboard.
if you're
It's the
authority for
reload
heredity.
button. They're different.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison. Anything at all. Spiritual counseling? This season's tossball predictions? The quickest way out of town?
How'd you know I'm an outsider?
Not to put too fine a point on it, but your choice of wardrobe is not precisely common hereabouts. Also, you lack the distinctive worker gaze. Usually either a deadening behind the eyes, or in some rare cases, a wild-eyed frenzy, like a trapped animal.
You seem quite dismissive of the common man for a spiritual leader.
Oh, nothing could be further from the truth. I'm simply bemoaning the level of spiritual awareness in this town.
Isn't that your job?
Yes, but there are few who hear me in this miserable place. I must double my efforts to elevate my flock. These are good, hard-working people here. Yes, and thank you for pointing it out. It is wrong of me to succumb to distress. This place could be so much more, and I will continue in my quest to make it so. They who are not satisfied with their work are satisfied with nothing. No. How about, work fortifies the spirit. True exhaustion awaits idle hands.
I was actually asking what your religion was all about.
The OSI teaches that the Grand Architect set a perfect system in motion at the beginning of time. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in that grand plan. The Order of Scientific Inquiry, also known as scientism to the layperson.
Science! You sure you didn't just make all this up?
Mock me all you want. I know my beliefs to be true. What would you like to discuss?
You seem like a man who knows where to find a power regulator.
Mechanical tomfoolery is well out of my purview. I suggest you take such matters to Mr. Thompson in the cannery. Oh, and a word of warning. If you're considering wandering around outside the safety of the town, you'd best be cautious.
I've been outside. I'm not impressed.
The marauders I met when I ventured outside the walls might agree with you. bastard snuck up on me while I was dutifully hunting for a banned book in a collector's library. Barely escaped with my life. But you see, one of the reasons I transferred here was to get my hands on that heretical text.
Oh.
If you managed to acquire it for me, I'd pay quite a handsome sum for the book.
Tell me more.
So you'll consider it. I do appreciate you hearing me out, and, your discretion. It's a handwritten journal, a faded blue cover with the name M'Bakono handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious?
Tell me a little bit more about this book.
It is not only a beautiful relic of a bygone time, it's also the thoughts of an early thinker on the nature of man's place in the cosmos. Not many in this colony could understand its true value, should they ever read it.
All right.
Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
I gotta try some of this salt tuna. I keep hearing about it.
I'm sorry. I'll just be a minute.
You had a minute. Next one comes out of your pay.
Ease off the threats, friend. I'm going.
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy.
Gravesite fees. I'm here to collect.
Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill. I could do without the sarcasm. Wasn't acting out of the goodness of my heart. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable.
Going up. Yeah, we're starting an hour earlier these days.
The grease monkey, Argo? Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform. Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. My proposition benefits the both of us. Please, hear me out. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
Defined mostly abandoned.
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
I don't think those people would take too kindly about losing their power.
No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. Good Lord, no, I don't want you killing anyone, least of all them. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town. Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership. That is not a hypothetical I enjoy entertaining. We need Adelaide back. Nonetheless, I will settle for the return of her followers. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Sure.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. We better clear out. Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. Can we talk? Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left. Miss McDevitt? Oh, gosh, no. She was a real important person. A flavorist. Made all the food taste decent. She used to work up in the big office with Mr. Thompson. All I know is she left after her son died. It was a real big to-do. I could hear them both yelling clear from my own place. Can't say as I know. I wasn't there. The sound carried, but not the words. If Mr. Thompson ain't of a mind to tell you his own self, you'd best ask Miss McDevitt, if he can get out to her. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. It don't seem right to me, mister. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is. Books are for rich folk. I wonder what he wants with something like that. About if what Mr. Thompson proposes to do is upright. Leaving Miss McDevitt's folk to their fate. Their neighbors. Kin. And maybe he can think of something else to try. Something we ain't. He used to go walking outside town. Maybe he found something that'll help. It's just an idea. That's all. Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Alright, well, let's go to the vicar. If I remember how to get there. There we go.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Any progress on that matter we discussed? Ah, Miss Holcomb. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
This here's Vicar DeSoto. He's always offering spiritual counsel to those that need it.
Thank you for the kind assessment, Miss Holcomb. I admit, I've been quite interested to make our outsider's acquaintance.
Yeah, this I could definitely see. I mean, before it was very Borderlands, but this is almost Mass Effect-y here.
Please get it. What would you like to discuss?
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do? Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk. They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice? Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. Not if things are left to stand as they are.
Well, all right then.
Yeah, huh? That's on account of how I never met her.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
I don't rightly know. She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months.
If I was playing for real, I'd probably have saved before I started that conversation and look through it and see, well, learn all I could. But I'm not going to do that.
Could be. Reckon I'll never know. When I was little, we'd get freighters in every Sunday noon. Now they only come but once a month. I love the wind here.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff. I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the Resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling. I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies. Just my luck. I ask for backup and the boss sends me one of them simple folk. All right. Listen real close. Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant. Clattering about. Firing at the birds. Orchestrating their uprising. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Cowering beneath
kind
your
of.
cot? Or standing shoulder to shoulder with the Resistance? I've been gathering up a war chest over the years. Saw tuna cans mostly, some Spacer's chaw, few bit cards. I'll reward you for your aid. Enlistment fees. Yeah, I suppose. Wouldn't want to give the Resistance a bad name. They have sent a scout, prowling around the junkyard just behind our beloved town. This scout must not be permitted to return to its base of operations. Cross it off, then report back. Mechanicals got a weak spot in their midsections. I think the technical term is, the blue glowy square thing.
Got it. Botched. Oh, I don't have anything botched under botched, Shiara, so I guess I didn't botch it. I have evidence. I know what you meant. Yeah, that's interesting, and also kind of cool because times there's like you've wondered like or you get like a failed and sometimes it like hangs around in your quest log, or you know, it's nice to have a place to put it all. You know, I'm guessing there are going to be some that end up that way either way. Like if you have a branching quest line and you can only help one person but not the other, that sort of thing.
But I could fix him up smart.
Oh, you can do it.
Searching for repair bay. Error. Navigation systems failed. Unable to comply.
I could probably fix that. I mean, if you wanted me to.
Heck yeah!
Yep, I see the problem. His nav mod got dislodged. Must have taken a tumble. Just gotta give it a good push and wait for the click. There we go. Jeremy's good as new.
Jeremy, huh?
New by Spacer's Choice standards, anyhow. His name's Jeremy, by the way.
Navigation systems operational. Optimal path toward repair bay detected. Initiating self-diagnostics.
On account of I fixed him. And he's Jeremy on account of his helmet. It's like Jeremy, the officer in True Romantic Tales of the Space Guard. Hebsta Shirley. I make a point to watch every Tuesday night. Be more careful out there, Jeremy.
And I get a lot of points when I level up. Shoot. No perks.
Self-diagnostics initiated. Please do not disturb. Self-diagnostics initiated. Please do not disturb.
So long, Jeremy. See, I didn't even have to shoot him in his blue middle glowy bit. Quest rewards for me. Turn around.
Bring us honor, soldier. You beat that scout to scrap with its own legs? Pulled its optic cables out its head case? Actually, don't tell me. Rather use my imagination. You're a passing...
No, I actually repaired it, but thanks for the reward.
And the enemy is Legion. What you need is an equalizer. A weapon to strike fear in their cold, mechanical hearts. Cantina, lavatory, behind one of the toilets. That's where I've kept it hidden all these years.
You hid your secret weapon in a lavatory?
Sharp, ain't it? The lavatory is the very last place a mechanical has need to enter.
I'll let you know if I
The
find
double
it.
soldier. Don't want the bartender poking around in there with a mop.
Well, it's been there for years. I mean, if it was going to happen...
Go on. You ever seen the way a mechanical just stands there? Just looking at you. Scanning you with its murderous oculars. Mechanicals have been programmed to eliminate the human race. They've been programmed to replace us. First, they will rob us of our jobs. And once they have taken away our livelihoods, they will take away our very lives.
So long, dude. I'm not sure how excited I am to get this bundle.
I've got some time. Oh, I'm an actuary. That means I keep tabs on a worker's living expenses. How much it costs to feed, clothe, shelter, bury, and replace your average human worker. Technically, I'm employed by the Spacer's Choice Department of Human Resources.
Okay, then.
You're not a big drinker, are you?
Aw, man. A curious bundle discovered near a latrine in the Edgewater Cantina. A note reads, "If found, please return to Ludwig Miller at the landing pad. Thanks." So I'm curious if you had found that before you met him. I guess it'd work out. Ugh, I don't want to meet that thing. Oh, did you see that tip? It said you can respec. That's good to know.
Bring us honor, soldier.
Found that package.
Feast your eyes, soldier. This here is a genuine Spacer's Choice injury customizing unit, designed to deliver a lethal blast of electrical discharge. I call it the Hand of the Law. You ever want to see a mechanical flailing around like a grounded fish? You stick a couple thousand volts in its guts. With compliments from old Ludwig.
Okay.
There's a workbench right through this door. Attach that unit to your favorite weapon and go forth into glorious battle. Time's come for you to journey down into the black heart of the enemy's camp. I'm talking about the old geothermal plant. Unfortunately, the old plant lies outside my board-given jurisdiction. You'll need to get a passcode from the boss, Reed Thompson. I've been after a passcode for years. Boss said no on account of my gross incompetence with all matters related to security. I need you to get us the brain of a mechanical. Well, not exactly a brain. Anatomically speaking, what we're looking for is a logic module.
Seems simple enough.
If you die horribly, I will pour out a can of Zero-G to your memory.
Aw. Can I name it? Oh, sort by name. Darn. Where's the one I just I see it here. but I don't see it here. Ooh. Oh, she has. Okay. Well, I'm gonna swap with you, person. Maybe. Here we go. Can I swap? How do I equip it? Or unequip it? Oh, let me unequip mine first. If not, I'll just let her use it. Whatever. It only seems to want to let me replace ranged weapons with ranged weapons. Yeah, I can unequip these all day long. There, try that. Can't seem to unequip it. All right. You got the zappy weapon. That's right. I can stand back and watch all the cool effects. Let me see how this feels. That's not too bad. You got a block. Let me see what the got a sword. That seems viable if you wanted to do melee. I'll have to thwack something at some point to make sure. Sometimes in first-person games, the weapons just don't feel very satisfying. The melee weapons, I mean. Y'all know for sure whenever I actually hit something. It's got to have a good feel to it. Infected. Do I make splashy sounds when I jump in water? Oh.
I always wanted to poke around in here.
Well, you're gonna get your chance. We just gotta find our way in. Can't break the glass. Oh, here we go. Ooh, assault rifle. We'll try it out.
Here they come! Everyone all right?
System incoming!
Whoa. Oh no. Let's see how far it put me back. That's not far. Yeah, I wanted to see what happened when you die. That's my story. Yeah, I take it back. That doesn't quite feel very good at all.
That's the last of them.
It just felt kind of floaty.
Here we go.
No. Oh, okay. She's up. I refuse to heal. Yeah. Oh, has they been digging in under the fence? Ooh, check that out. Level 5. Die. Should probably look for that square that glows that he said it should be shooting.
Mr. Thompson said to talk with Miss McDevitt before doing anything here?
Where? I didn't realize they were both wanting things done in the same place. I guess I'll have to talk to whoever. Maybe I can do this thing instead. If I leave her behind the fence, do you think she's gonna bug out? Or she find her way around? NPC check. Pathing. Don't run through the fence. Okay, she didn't. There she goes. Is she coming? Alright, good job. You never know. Oh, she warped. Bypassed Little Critter Valley.
Watch out!
Everyone all right?
Would she run out of ammo? She went out and started beating people.
Clever.
A ranged weapon mod increases the amount of ammunition the weapon's magazine carries. Nice. Armor mod. A model spaceship. Nice. I wonder if you can decorate your ship with those or something. I'm afraid that may be... I mean, maybe not, but I don't know. Yowza. Put me all the way back here. You know what? I'm just gonna go. Check that out. Oh, never mind, never mind. Okay. It's gonna make whoever mad, but I didn't met them.
That's the last of them.
Bard.
Okay, gone quiet.
System.
I'm getting shot in the back. That I'm not going to touch yet. I think that's related to that other quest.
Go away, Phantom!
All right, so we got the key card. Alright. Now we're going to try this fast travel business. Can we do it from inside the building? Cannot from this location. Okay. Warper, you cheat. You cheat. You should have ran around like you did last time. I saw you do it. I know you can.
Incoming.
Yeep, yeep. Yeep. He dug himself into the ground. Which means he's gonna... Oh crap, there he is. Oh no, ran out of ammo. No. Man, I came close to beating him. I should have paused and switched to another pistol since that's where my strengths are instead of trying to melee the dude. Because I think I've equipped another one by now. Yeah, I've got a couple. Ooh, a cave. I didn't see that cave before. What's in this little cave? I'm spelunking. Oh, oh no! Ah. It was that guy's book. Oh gosh. And it let me dodge the big bad. Guess we can get the book back to our vicar buddy. Since we're real close to that. Just gotta find the door. There we go.
Any progress on that matter we discussed? Wonderful. This is fantastic. Well worth all the sacrifices I... Wait. What the fuck is this? Is this French? I can't fucking read French. It's a law-forsaken joke is what it is. French. Ha! I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn. Overreacting? Do you have any idea how many years I spent in...
Not French class, that's where you didn't spend them.
Possibly know, could you? I've spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the time and suffering I've spent. Wasted.
Plague-ridden backwater. What happened to all that crap about leading your flock?
Please, those dolts. Nothing could be more excruciating than discussing the true nature of reality with people who have no interest beyond their next Aetherwave program. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously. But to do that, I'll first need to secure transport. You have a ship. Perhaps I could make myself of use to your crew.
Doing what? What's in it for me?
Free spiritual counseling.
Yeah, right.
Watch your back. Not to mention a grown-up in the party.
I'm 28.
Exactly. I'm pretty handy with a toss-ball stick, or any blunt instrument, really. I'm also a passable gun hand, if it comes to that. I can usually talk my way out of conflict, though. Oh, I'm fairly competent at hacking computers as well.
That's quite a smorgasbord of little skills you got there, Vicar. How did it... I want to know how sound like I'm quoting Firefly here. How did a preacher like you end up with all these skills? Is that all part of your vicar training here?
Well, understanding computers is, though I admit I took it further than most. And I was quite the 32nd back during my seminary days. Left many an opponent bleeding on the field.
Are you even a vicar? Because you aren't sounding very vicarly right now.
Of course. I'm a vicar who is dedicated to his calling. More dedicated than any other you'll find in this colony. I joined the...
More than any other vicar? Okay, I'm sure of that.
Plan. But instead, I ended up the vicar in a prison due to ignorance and politics. Then I came here. Satisfied?
All right.
It's the journal of one of the originators of the Philosopher's School of Thought, though it would be more than a century before it was perverted into that belief system. Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of that came later. Bokonu had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan.
All right, sounds good.
Fantastic. Let me get my things in order and I'll catch up with you.
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things to say about their vicar.
Thank you, Ms. Holcomb. I'll be glad for the change of scenery and to leave this place behind. I shall see you on the ship, Captain, whenever you're ready to leave Emerald Vale.
Wait, I thought you said you were good with a bat. I got critters I need to smack. Thought I already spent this point. Maybe I didn't apply it. Okay. All right. I'll turn this one in.
Bring us honor, soldier. Bang up work, soldier. You're a credit to your uniform. Oh, that reminds me. Gotta look into getting us a uniform. So this is it then. The key to humanity's victory over the mechanical hordes. I would reward you with the gratitude of the Resistance, but I'm guessing you want something tactile. So here's a couple bits for your trouble. And a little something to remember me by.
All right. I think that's where I'll call it. Everything else is going to be kind of a bigger commitment type stuff. But I think that was a good kind of idea of what the game generally looks like. It is kind of like a like a Fallout, but it seems like a little bit more not necessarily polished, but a little more maybe streamlined. And definitely got some of that Mass Effect story dialogue type stuff going on to it. I don't know how much they're going to spend on the back stuff, like building out the world or whatever, but maybe. Anyway, seems kind of cool if you're willing to put some time into it. It is a bit cartoony. I think that was kind of intentional. But anyway, thanks for watching, everyone, and I hope you have a great week.